Can you talk just on a very practical level for someone who's interested in taking the courses and is thinking about their time commitment, their money commitment, etc. Just how you break down the modules, and then also what happens in between, because there's a lot that we ask of the students
Sure.
to do in between to help them with that learning process.
Sure. And I like this biodynamic work for the insistence on a high student to tutor ratio, because the take is that what's really going on, the cutting edge of the learning experience, is what happens on the couches, on the practice, on the treatment tables during the practice sessions, during the seminars. So that's when you need the help. When you sat there, you've got your hands on somebody and you don't quite know what's happening, or you know something's happening but you can't really name it. It's like, well, what is that feeling? It feels different than what was going on a few minutes ago, but where am I now? What is this state and what is this structure I'm relating to? So what's more perfect than somebody coming along and putting their hands on your hands, or joining in the session and offering their expertise, their overview, their perception. That's the learning. And then somebody can come along and say, actually what that is XYZ muscle that's kind of showing itself to you, or is this joint, or is this part of the nervous system, or the body is in this state. Fantastic. Oh, that's stillness. Ah, yeah. That's what it feels like. That's very different than anything else I've felt. Great, you've got stillness then. You kind of know how it is. So there's a lot goes on around having assistants, and it's not so lecture based, and I think that's good. I mean, it's nice to have a senior tutor sat up front running through part of the philosophy, part of the therapeutic approach, and let's look at some images, probably anatomical images. Let's appreciate the anatomy of what we're going to be relating to here, but also to have an open and easy exchange. I think that's very much promoted, about questions, answers, or just throwing of ideas around, because who knows what the truth is with the human body, and actually the biodynamic paradigm is just a kind of guess at it. So nothing's fixed, and people are encouraged to think outside the box and to think in more of a sort of interconnected way around things. So there's all that goes on during the seminars. Obviously the tutors and assistants really hold the space therapeutically as well, and between seminars there's a going away and practicing. I mean, that's the main thing. Take what we've done here and put your hands on, practice clients. So get people that maybe you don't know so well, friends of friends, that kind of thing, so it approximates the unknowingness between a client and a practitioner. Plus the boundaries are just a little bit clearer. And then you'll do a minimum of 2 practice sessions a week over 2 years. That adds up to quite a lot, and that's the kind of pace you need to be moving at. There is some written work, there's some sort of drawing, looking at anatomy and so on, some thinking work as well, just to kind of think around the various parts of the theory, but it's not too academic. It's mostly experiential, and the main thing is to put your hands on other people, and then back you come. Probably the first 2 or 3 seminars are about a kind of foundation, and I think it's about developing the touch, coming into some of the very basic aspects of the work, and from then on you're kind of taking all of that skill base and sort of looking at lots of different layers of the body. So looking at the viscera, looking at the nervous system, the facial complex, and on it goes really. And also looking at some point during the course the birth process, looking at embryology as you go in different ways. Lots of experiential exercises, so awareness exercises. There's a whole series of them on this website. which people can download and use as meditational ways into biodynamic expressions in the body, or ways into relating and getting to know your system in a much more precise way, which is absolutely the requirement for a therapist working in this field, becoming highly sensitive and attuned to yourself so that you can be attuned to someone else's system. During the seminars, there's a kind of moving between let's have a sort of intellectual conversation about some of the philosophy, let's shift and have a look at some of the anatomy and physiology behind that, let's shift around and talk about the clinical implications of working in this particular way, and then let's do an awareness exercise. Let's come into experiencing your body in a particular way, getting in a sense of it, and then let's get onto the treatment tables. Let's pair up or come into threes, whatever it is, and let's see how it is from a touch perspective with help from tutors. And that's pretty much it. That's how the seminars go, that's how the course is over a 2-year period. Most people get to the required level of skill and confidence and go out and start practice, because that's what this is about. It's about becoming a practitioner and realising that and making it work for you, making a living out of it, and it is entirely possible. This is the most powerful therapeutic approach I've come across, and it works fantastic for just a whole series of conditions. So very exciting work, never a dull moment.